Alright, so this is going to be our modification on the basic tumbler that we have. We're going to need some parts. So we're going to need a quad encoder, 2 1/2-inch standoffs, 2 3/8 screws, 2 1/4-inch screws, 2 white spacers, and 2 small black spacers. So we've got those. We're going to go ahead and get set up. We need a large Allen wrench and then a small Allen wrench. So what we're going to do is start disassembling. Now that we've taken the wheels off, we're going to go ahead and take off both of these. So right here you can see what this is. What we're going to do is we're going to move it to the middle row and over one. So where it is right now, we're going to move it to the middle row, right here, and over one. I just place my finger on the back and screw it in until it's as tight as I can get it. So now that we've taken off the axles, we've got our standoffs readjusted. We can go ahead and prep the side with the bumper for our new setup. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that once had the chassis rail this way, we're going to flip it around and it's going to be screwed on there this way. Before that, we're going to add these 2 1/2-inch standoffs to attach this to this back wheel. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these small screws and place them right there. So it's even with the 5th hole. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to place this small screw, smaller of our 2 screws for our standoffs, the 1/4-inch screw, on the 6th hole away from the end. I'm going to take that, take our small standoffs, and tighten them. We attach both of them there, and these are going to attach here. Now, if you notice on this one, we have a small problem. These screws are longer than they need to be. These are the 3/4-inch screws. We need the 1/2-inch screws. So I'm going to grab these 2 and replace these 2 right here. Now that I've replaced those just on this part right here, this will fit and have no problems. So we're going to take our longer screws, the 3/8 screws, and we're going to put them through here. That 3/8 gives us enough space to go from the plastic into the standoff. What's great is if we need to adjust, we can, because there's a bigger hole right there, and that we just need to make sure that that axle goes all the way through the flat bearing and into here. Okay, so we've prepped this. Now let's prep the wheels. Now we're still on the side with the bumper. The bumper's right here. What I need to do is I need to set this axle into there. I'm going to open up the shaft collar, set it down. I'm going to take one of my new flat white washers, and I'm going to place it through there, and then we're going to take the shaft collar and place it on the inside. Place it on the inside there. We're going to line it up, and if you have a situation like this where it's hard for me to get to it, I can just temporarily put the wheel on there and rotate it until it's nice and even for me, and then I'm going to tighten that. And there it is, it's good to go. This is our back wheel, so it's our green wheel. So we need to make sure that we put spacers on there. We're going to put the same spacers we had before, so we got the white, silver, white. Those little washers on there. We're going to put the wheel. We're going to go white, silver, white again. Okay, and that wheel is done. So now we're going to look at the front wheel. The front wheel is going to get a little bit different. We're going to prep the axle. We're going to get our other white spacer, our white washer, place it in there, take the shaft collar, place it on the inside, place it into the motor, adjust if needed, and then tighten. Alright, this one gets a little bit different treatment. And you'll notice sometimes on these gray wheels they've got this little nub right there. Those little nubs, we can just shave them off later if they become a problem. But we're going to take this and we're going to put that on. It goes in there, it's got just enough clearance right there. And we'll take a small black spacer, put it on the outside, and then we are ready to attach our chassis rail. So I'm going to carefully tilt this up, take my chassis rail, make sure first and foremost it goes through the encoder and through the flat bearing. If I need to, I can adjust as I go through. You can see it's just peeked out just a little bit there. So it's in, and if I rotate it, it does rotate with this, which is ideal. And we've got the other side over here in as well. So now we're just going to put in our two small screws. And there is one side of our new robot. We'll have these wires, and I'll go around and I'll zip tie them down, and we'll place them in the proper location. But what's important to notice is that this is all in here now. You can see with two screws, I can undo this and I can free the wheels and adjust if needed, and then put them back on. We're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. At the end of this, you will have used these spacers on the left side, these spacers on the left side, both for the green wheel. You'll use two of these shaft collars. And then you'll have left over two of these screws that are 1/4 inch. And two more shaft collars. So doing the left side is going to be the same as what we did on the right side, except we're not going to put the encoder, so we're not going to use the standoffs or those screws. We've already used them over here. And we're going to have 4 shaft collars left over, 2 from each axle from all 4 of them, from each side. And so we've got these 2 shaft collars will be used. Use the 2 white spacers on the inside, and you'll set it up just the same way, but without the encoder. And then we will be done with version 2.0 of our robot.